ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishnapesthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatarubhesha kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Okay, so we are continuing with chapter 6, transcending designations and problems. So we had discussed last time that our real identity is spirit soul. We are not these bodies, right? And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mamay Vamsho Jiva Loke. Mamay Vamsho means what? My amshas, or you are my parts and parcels. So he's saying that. Mamay Vamsho Jiva Loke in chapter 15 of Bhagavad Gita. So we are actually spirit souls, not this body, and moreover we are Krishna's parts and parcels. So just like we are children of our parents, and our parents become very happy when we serve them. So similarly, how can we please Krishna? By being in our real identity always, and always serving Krishna. Although we may have some material designations like daughter, sister, mother, all those, but still we always remain servant of Krishna. That position never changes, whether we accept it or not. That is the fact of the soul, right? Like sweetness for sugar, and heat for fire, and cold for ice, like that. So being a servant of Krishna is just our natural, that's our nature, right? So let us read. Krishna consciousness is easily achieved by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, but only some are fortunate enough to have the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and his disciplic succession. According to Bhagavad Gita, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin maam vetti tatvatah. So Manushyanam sahasreshu, out of many thousands among men, kaschid yatati siddhaya, one may endeavor for perfection, means siddhi. Yatatam api siddhanam, and of those who have achieved perfection, kaschin mam vetti tatvatah, hardly one knows me in truth. That is what Krishna is saying. Bhagavad Gita 7.3. God realization is not possible for animals, or for persons who are almost animals, or for animals in the shape of human beings, right? So it's not really that even all the humans do realize God, because many are just not interested. So, or for animals, so such humans are called in this book as for animals in the shape of human beings. Contemporary civilization is by and large an assembly of animals, because as stated before, it operates on the basis of animal propensities. So what are animal propensities? Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. These are animal propensities. They don't do anything other than these four things. The birds and beasts arise early in the morning and busy themselves trying to find food and sex and trying to defend themselves. At night, they look for shelter. And in the morning, they fly to a tree to find nuts and fruits. So this cycle keeps going in their life. And one fine day, they just leave. They get finished. Similarly, in New York City, great hordes of people travel from one island to another by ferry boat, or wait for subways in order to go to the office for the purpose of finding food, means money. By money, they buy food. how is this an advancement over animal life? Although the ferry and subway are always crowded and many people have to travel 40 or 50 miles for bread, the birds are free to fly from one tree to another. So at least bird situation is still better. Real civilization is not concerned simply with man's animal needs, but with enabling man to understand his relationship with God, the Supreme Father. So definitely we have to eat, we have to drink water, we have to breathe, we have to, entertain ourselves. That is all agreed. And Krishna has given means for that, all that, right? No one can say that Krishna has restricted me. But the thing is, how much we get absorbed in all those things, right? And how much we are willing to serve Krishna. So we can do all those things to bare minimum for self preservance, like eating a daily meal is the basic need of our body. So we have to. But when we do overeating, or when we eat too spicy food, or when we don't eat at all, fast too much without knowledge of the scriptures, that what scriptures say about fasting, then that is the torture to the body, because when we overeat, then also body suffers, and when we don't eat, then also body suffers. So uh, it is very, very important to understand that what is the purpose of human life, and all these needs we need to fulfill to what extent. And based on all these needs only, so many quarrels and fights are happening all over the world, right? Quarrel for space, quarrel for food, quarrel for money, all those things, right? So if uh, each and every person understand the purpose of of the human life, why they have been given such so many privileges, why they have been so privileged over animals, right? Then they will understand that, oh, we have some higher purpose. Otherwise, their life is also like animals. One may learn about his relationship with God by any process, through Christianity, through the Vedic literature, or through Quran. But in any case, it must be learned. The purpose of this Krishna consciousness movement is not to make Christians into Hindus or Hindus into Christians, but to inform everyone that the duty of a human being is to understand his relationship with God. One must learn this, otherwise, he is simply wasting his time by engaging in animalistic propensities. We must all try to love Krishna or God. If one has a process, he should practice it, or he can come and learn this process. So, if somebody is already practicing something, then Prabhupada has welcomed them to continue practicing sincerely. But if you don't have any process, and if you want to learn, he's inviting that come and learn this process at the temple, right? One should not begrudge the selection of one process over another. So Prabhupada's perspective was very liberal also, that he's not comparing the processes. What he was, opposing is if you are misinterpreting a process, because all the processes are suggesting love of the God, right? But some processes, like they will say, oh, if they are not doing this, then they will not get God, or something, but Krishna is very kind and merciful, even to a small child like Prahlad Maharaj is accessible. Then why he won't be accessible to those who are trying to sincerely do some sadhana? So, but Prabhupada always only opposed the wrong interpretation of methods or processes. Like, for example, in Christianity, it is said, thou shall not kill. So, thou shall not kill means what? Not killing anyone. That is such a like a blanket statement that you thou shall not kill. Just I'll not kill. But people argue that, oh, we are not killing, we are just eating meat, but we are not killing. But they become the part of that killing process, because after all, they are enjoying that meat, and that animal has suffered into it, right? So if we cannot give life, if we cannot give life, how can we take life, right?
Yeah.
So this is very clear in those commandments, but it is very, very rampantly misunderstood and misinterpreted, basically.
Yeah. And what I feel, Mataji, these days is like if you do not eat meat, they'll feel like, oh, you have becoming like, no, we have taken some some, like what is that called, diksha and all. That is why you're not taking it. See, try to understand. We cannot take someone's life. So if
Exactly.
people are going towards that, support them. If you do not oppose them, right?
Yeah.
So I have seen many people that if you do not, if you're not taking meat or something, or the onion and garlic, the tamasic food, the society is looking at them. Oh, you have must have taken some diksha, so that is why you're not having this food. But
Mm.
try to understand, if you take it diksha or not, you are not supposed to kill somebody or take somebody. That is the main purpose of not having, right, that food.
Yes. Yes.
And even that is scenario happened with me. Like if I go to doctor also, they'll tell me that why are you not having meat? You have protein deficiency, you have this deficiency. So I was telling, I understand that, but I will look for the supplement rather than no
Right.
killing animal and having that meat. Rather,
Yeah.
I would prefer the supplement for that, because in
Yes.
vegetarian we must have some options available.
Oh, yeah,
We can
definitely.
replace
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
So
Milk is there, broccoli is there,
yeah,
lentils are there, so many things.
correct.
Yeah.
Yes,
It all depends on our choices.
yes,
And earlier times were different when technology was not developed, and they had to eat meat to keep themselves warm, and some protein sources they didn't have. But nowadays, like plant-based proteins and everything, so much is available. But the thing is, it's not a like a something that cannot be avoided. It's
mm,
that people don't want to avoid it. And it's not only in the west, but it is pretty much in India, eastern side also a lot.
yeah,
That's why
correct.
global warming, one reason is this also, right? That even oceans are getting disturbed so much because of so much seafood people are using.
Yeah,
So yes, this is, so Prabhupada opposed this kind of things, that when instructions are misinterpreted. So he always warned people against that, that will be an obstacle to between this you and God, because ultimately our goal is to know God and love Him and to serve Him. But then
yeah,
these kind of habits will keep us from the achieving that goal, and then human form of life is just wasted because the purpose is not met. So bhakti is very simple. Prabhupada always used to say bhakti is simple for the simple and difficult for the crooked. He used to say, yeah, they just twist and turn the things as per their liking. So
yes,
that is
yes.
not proper. That is crookedness. So, विषादपि अमृतं ग्राह्यम् अमेध्यादपि काञ्चनं निषादपि उत्तमं विद्यां स्त्रीरत्नं दुष्कु दुष्कुलादपि नीति दर्पणा 1.6. Chanakya Pandit says, one says that one must catch what is right from any source, right? If we find something
Yeah,
good in Christianity, we should take it, absorb it. If there is a glass of poison with some nectar in it, he says one should take out the nectar and leave the poison. In the same way, if one finds gold in a filthy place, he should take it. Similarly, although according to the Vedic system of education, one must be given instruction by intellectual persons like Brahmana, if someone lower on the social scale has learned the truth, one should accept him as a teacher and learn from him, right? So in caste system, it was a very wrong way that people were designated as brahmana, kshatriya, vaishya, shudra as per their birth. So okay, you have taken birth in brahmana family, so you are a brahmana, or in a kshatriya family, then you are a kshatriya. But it doesn't work like that. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chatur varnam
yeah,
maya srishtam guna karma vibhagasha. Guna and karma, so our qualities and what we do, that actually decides whether we are brahmana or kshatriya or vaishya or shudra, right?
yes,
So even someone has learned the truth, someone knows the science of Krishna or Krishna consciousness, then he should be accepted as a guru and people should learn from him. And you might have seen that in ISKCON, many Western bodied gurus are there. So
Yes.
they didn't know in the beginning, right? Because Prabhupada was not here. So they did all kind of stuff. But once they were blessed by Prabhupada, they became so serious about this movement that for 50, more than 55 years, they had been very, very diligently practicing all these things. No meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication. Every day, sincerely chanting minimum 16 rounds. They had been following this for so many years. So definitely they are being accepted as gurus. Like Jay Pataka Maharaj, he's American body, but he lives in India for more than 30, 35 years. I don't know exactly, more than that also. And he has thousands and thousands of disciples all over the world. Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, Indian bodied guru. He was a manager in Pepsi company. Okay, he was on a very big post. But in his youth time, he met Prabhupada in Canada when he was working in PepsiCo. That time, he left everything and just joined Prabhupada's movement. So he has disciples all over the world, like in Russia, Moscow. Russian people are also his disciples. So like that, so many Maharajas are, some are Western, some are Indian, some are Russian, some are like that. So we should accept them as guru because they know the truth and they are living by it. One should not think that just because one is lowly born, he should not be accepted as a teacher. Similarly, if one is serious about understanding God, he should not think I am Christian, I am Hindu, or I am a Muslim. If one is serious about understanding love of God, he should consider which process is practical. One should not think, why should I follow Hindu or Vedic scriptures? The purpose of following Vedic scripture is to develop love of God. When students come to America for a higher education, they do not consider the fact that teachers may be American, German, or in other nationalities. If one wants a higher education, he simply comes and takes it. Similarly, if there is an effective process for understanding and approaching God, like this Kṛṣṇa consciousness process, one should take it. See how simply Prabhupada puts it. So simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a very simple process. You have to just chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and
Yeah.
you will have all the realizations. Not all, but those who are intelligent and fortunate take to this process of devotional service, Kaivalya Bhaktya, and their only desire is to serve Krishna. From early morning till late at night, the devotees are engaged in Krishna's service. This is called Kaivalya, pure. For them, there is no other business. This process is recommended for all, and it is the perfection of all religious processes. Savay pumsam paro dharmo yatho bhaktir adhokshaje. So, what is the ultimate truth, or what is the essence of all the scripture is that we should serve Krishna with devotion. Adhokshaja means Krishna, who cannot directly approached by the material senses. But to approach Krishna, your senses should be purified and become spiritual. Then you can approach Krishna. So that's why it's called as Adhokshaja. So we should keep serving, keep serving, keep serving, and automatically our senses will start becoming pure and pure. The things that we were very attached to, now we are easily able to let go of those things. Somebody insulted us and we were like very disturbed inside, but now we don't feel much. So like those changes we will start seeing. That means the purity is coming slowly, slowly. Krodh is going, Kama, Krodh, Lobha, Mada, Matsarya, all these things are falling apart.
Yes.
In Sanskrit, there are two words, para and apara, which describe superior, transcendental. Uh, this is para prakriti. And the inferior, material, or apara prakriti. Approaches to religion. So these are two approaches to religion. In the execution of material dharma or religion performed for material gain, people generally go to church or temple and pray, God give us our daily bread. Actually, this need not to be asked for bread is already provided for everyone. Like if you go in the forest, there will be fruits available. right?
Yeah.
Easily anybody can pluck fruit and eat it. Even we go around the houses nowadays, we can see apple laden trees, and nobody
Mm.
stops you. You can just pluck an apple and eat it. Actually, this need not to be asked for bread is already provided for everyone. Even the birds and beasts get their bread without having to go to church to ask God for it. Similarly, our bread is also provided whether we go to church or not. That is not a problem, for no one is dying in the streets of starvation, nor do we find a bird, beast, or even an ant dying of starvation. Food is there and one need not bother about it. If the brain should be text, it should be text for Krishna or God. Yeah, so we should not tax our brain for all these petty things which are already provided, which are there in the nature. But we should,
Mm.
exercise our brain for Krishna. That who is Krishna? What does he do? What are his pastimes? All those kind of questions, right? Krishna consciousness, like we are very conscious about this person, but right now we are self-conscious. What do we
Mm.
like? How are we looking? Not,
Yes.
I mean, saying for a particular person, but in general. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is proper utilization of time. There is no scarcity of bread in kingdom of God. तस्यैव हेतो प्रयातेता कोविदो न लभ्यते यद ब्रह्मताम उप uparyadah. Srimad Bhagavatam says that one should try to attain that which cannot be attained by traveling all over the universe. What is that? Kaivalya bhaktya, pure devotion. By God's arrangements, there is sufficient food, land, and prospects for food on this planet. But we have arranged things in such a way that in one part of the world, people are suffering, and in another part, they are throwing grains in the ocean. The Vedas say, Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadati Kaman. The Supreme Person is supplying food to many living entities. The difficulty in this material world is that we take more than we need and thus create our own problems.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so true, right?
Agree. Yeah.
That humans only have the tendency to store
Yeah.
because of greed. But Prabhupada gives example of birds that if bag of rice is open on the street, and rice has fallen out of it, then birds will just pick few grains and they will fly away. But a human will come and pick the whole bag and go home.
Yeah.
That example he always gives. So humans have this tendency. And so we can see where they are using their intelligence. They are always calculating, oh, how my need will be fulfilled with this. So store as much as possible. Like in COVID, we saw there were long lines in Costco. Long lines. And for what? To get the toilet paper roll.
Oh.
Yeah. And toilet paper rolls were practically out of stock.
Mm.
So many people were buying toilet paper rolls. And the sanitizers were out of stock. So many people were like, they were stocking the sanitizers.
Mm.
They didn't know how long the COVID means. This is all insecurity and fear. How
Yeah.
long COVID will go, we don't know. So we need to sanitize our hands again and again and again, right?
Mm.
So the difficulty in this material world is that we take more than we need and thus create our own problems. Problems are created by men led by the so-called politicians. According to nature's way or God's way, everything is complete. Okay, so we will start from this verse next time.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, very nice. I mean, I love Prabhupada's writing. So
Yes.
simple, so easily he
Yeah.
will convey the meaning.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I learned today from this reading is that Prabhupada never criticized other religions. He got angry only when they were misinterpreted. So he is
Mm.
saying that if you already have some process, just follow it sincerely. And if you don't, if you want to learn a process, then come to us, right?
Mm.
So he's not talking about conversions or anything, but
Yeah.
he is such a genuinity, right? He really, really wants to give the real purpose of human life to people who have forgotten that, and they are suffering because of that ignorance. So
Mm.
yeah, this is genuinity of Prabhupada, and I love this about him, and that's why that attracts us also, right? um,
Yeah.
yeah, like I was born when he was gone already, like a few years ago. So probably he passed away in no, but no, actually he was on the planet when I was born. I was born on 14th November 1976. I was born, and
Mm.
he passed away on 14th November 1977.
Oh.
So
Okay.
he was
Uh,
there.
yeah.
um,
1 year you were.
1 year. I was 1 year. Yes,
Yeah.
but now it's like 48 years, 47 years that he's gone. Yeah.
Mm.
So, but anyways, the crux of the thing that I was saying, that this purity attracts us, no matter what, even the person is gone for long, right?
Yeah, correct.
Purity in
Yeah.
his writing, purity of his intention, innocence in his
Yes.
intention. Even like
Yes,
before
yes.
this class, we read that Prabhupada Lilamrita. So that is
Mm.
biography of Srila Prabhupada. So we are
Oh,
reading
yes.
there how much hard work he was doing alone to, print
Mm.
those Back to Godhead magazines, and, get approval from the printers, and appeal to the government again and again for paper, because he had no job, no money. So he would eat less, he would cut on his breakfast, and he will, walk to the printers so that he can save those 2 rupees also for printing purposes. And one time,
Yeah.
and after printing, he used to go from person to person on tea stalls to sell those Back to Godhead magazines. And
Yeah.
one time he was hit by a cow, and he fell
Mm.
on the ground, actually. And he was such a
Mm.
advanced age. And one time he was struck with a heat stroke, so he fell
Mm.
unconscious, and somehow some person saw him, and then, well, fortunately he took him to the hospital and all. So he took a lot of hardships on
Yes.
himself. Yeah,
This path
I'll
is not
share a
easy.
video of Prabhupada, very, very heart moving, 12 minutes video.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining. If you want to share
Yeah, thank you,
anything.
Mataji. You
Yeah,
have a
good.
very Shubhratri.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.